for session 1
Hey.
of your new campaign.
Yay.
So, y'all thugs, y'all are street thugs now that are squishy. You ain't your level 20s no more.
I miss my 28 AC, man.
I will not be able to see anything coming.
You do
My
not
math
see all
skill
anymore.
perception.
I actually have a charisma this game.
Last question for setup.
Yes.
He couldn't have gotten tattoos, could he? Because gym skin, whatnot.
Yes, you could still get like magical tattoos down the line.
I'm saying tribal tattoos.
Tribal tattoos, yeah, definitely. That would have been a thing. It's just your skin is harder to break, but it ain't impossible to break.
Okay.
So yeah, tribal tattoos definitely a thing. As well as magical tattoos are a thing. FYI, I think I posted maybe I didn't. I can copy and paste the charts link for that.
Oh, wait.
It might have just been in my chat because I was asking.
I'm sorry. Real last question.
Oh, I
What
assume I'm gonna
deity
get a lot of questions. So
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you're right. I'm gonna stop calling it last question. But what
Final
deity
tattoo.
specifically would that tribe have been loyal to?
what? Say that again.
What deity would that tribe have been loyal to?
Deity. They depends on how you feel you would have wanted the tribe you grew up in to be. It could easily be Sinra or Otrix. Possibly Themis, but not quite as strongly. But most likely, the most likely of the two would either be Sinra or Otrix.
I think probably Sinra because he had to get his overzealous views of nature from somewhere. Like they probably
Just found Panner wandering around in the woods somewhere one time. Instantly radicalized.
But anyway, this campaign is in the future. Many years have gone by since you as players have last seen Dremura. There are an increasing difference in races now as the skies have opened up. More technology has been shared. It is still very um you definitely have your areas where there's high technology and magic, But that's more for the rich and the thieves, so to speak. If you can steal your way into high places, lie your way into high places, or born into high places, you have the money for the high tech living, where everyone else is still, your houses are still um a standard cottagey house, or you live in an apartment complex sort of thing. um Worm, I will put you in horny jail. You all chose your starting city to be Velport. Velport, over the years, has turned into a large, hustling and bustling port. Shipments come in regularly. It is still um, a thing where goods are transported by the sea, and just as equally as they are by the air, um, due to the fact that there is just such a high prominency of pirates in both of them. There's not going to be a difference in how many um, pirates or any other entity trying to steal your goods via ship or air anymore, where it used to be the era that you guys were in before. Everything switched to government on air because piracy up in the air really, as well as less issues in the air as far as like sea monsters went, with better defenses being able to add the high number of uh, possible things going wrong in either. Um, it just kind of reverted back in a way. So you have your docks that also are built up and have higher up platforms for those things that are flown in. Um, you have your dry docks for pulling in anything that needs to be fixed. Um, this city has become quite a melting pot in races, and has quite a lot of people as well, quite crammed in, um, to be able to stay on the port and uh, get the freshest goods sooner. And there's always jobs. There are always going to be people needed in port cities. So they kind of cram pack themselves in like sardines. So it's also easy to make oneself disappear, and also easy to slip by the wayside, being forgotten by society. From Velport, you guys would know there are a couple larger traveled roads that go through Valley and Forest. One thicker road, much more maintained, is the road to Rowfields, which is the largest distributor in the continent of produce. There is also a river that runs from Rowfields to Velport, that they actually use as quicker transportation for those fresh goods to get them sent out to other continents. Things that have changed a bit as the years have gone on. The gods, though still there, have kind of taken less hands in things. They've kind of stepped back and don't intervene as often unless it is an absolute necessity. Another thing is that society has taken a big shift into being run by kings and queens in different areas. Um, though the titles might change slightly depending on the continent, or the truth of the matter might be that what one area calls their king is just a well-backed mob boss. Um, to each their own, sort of thing. But the way governments and societies have fallen into working are, you have your one head that makes all the decisions and has a handful of nobles or thugs, what have you, that follow them. In each region, there's always a handful of noble families that own much of the land and also hire many of the people. Um, so it's just a matter of what noble happens to have their hand in what area. Depends on, who you need to smooth talk up to or get in the good word to, as well as depending on the area and the continent, whether or not it's trying to weasel your way onto the good side of some bigger gangs and mob bosses, or whether it is just nobility running things. Different things to keep your eyes out for, depending on what routes you all want to go. If you want to go more centralized continent based, or if you all do end up wanting to try and take over as much as possible. Whatever your villain heart desires to make your end goal, the world is at your fingertips. Though currently it is just Velport at your fingertips. One thing I do need from each of you, though, is living wise, you have a couple different options. There are definitely outskirts of town, about banded houses, sort of things. There is also the apartment complexes. Um as well as just making up a little home in a secluded alleyway that you can kind of block off, sort of thing. Um the handful of also temples. The temples all, if you are a follower of a certain god, you can put in to have a room in one of the temples. There's usually some dues um that are associated depending on the temple. to keep your room so they don't give it to someone else. But usually, nice enough occasional donations keep your room secured in most of the temples. What kind of living situation would suit your character's fancies?
I think Sim would probably be more keen to be in like outskirts in like one of the abandoned places.
I think that'd be the same for Victor.
Um,
Yeah, I'd go that route too.
maybe, probably, yeah.
Now, would each of you, um, since you all would know each other to be the wayward street thug type, the street rats of the city, so to speak, and know each other for some time, would you all have decided to pitch in together to try and make the abandoned home more livable? Would you each have decided to take up your own to make it your own space over time? Um, what would that sort of look like?
Victor would probably claim his own space. There's work to be done in there.
I think Sim and Zay would maybe make their own place, and if Aegis was willing to join.
Yeah, I mean, Aegis would probably have just sort of joined
Tagged along.
wherever. Yeah, I mean, he doesn't really so much care about where he's sleeping. Wait, that's right. You are a barbarian.
What?
We haven't really caught up on each other's story, but I don't remember you.
What about Barbarian?
Oh, I was gonna say something, then I realized we never talked about each other's story, like me and you. But
Now would be the perfect time to introduce yourselves to each other as well as stream. Um, does anyone just want to go first, or shall I pick on someone random?
okay. Well, I am Aegis. I am a Emerald Dragonborn and Barbarian with the subclass of Totem Warrior, I think is what it's called. And true to the subclass, he's kind of got tribal origins. Um, I'm sorry, I'm drawing a blank for the rest. There's a lot more to talk about, but I can't.
That's all good. how about Sim? What's Sim about?
Well, Sim is a bard mainly. That's where he gets most of his work done is with his charm, since he's able to easily since he's easily able to change face and voice, being a changeling, he's able to kind of work his way through the city with words. But if things don't go well, that's where his barbarian side comes in, and he gets a little murdery.
Is he muscular?
No,
Oh,
not terribly.
oh damn. Aegis would have, if you were, Aegis would have bought it. If you needed it.
Well, I mean, I guess that depends on how he wants to appear. I guess in his standard thug form, he'd be a little muscly, but
Oh, oh.
but it depends on how he's wanting to look.
How about Victor?
Victor is a average height, average build, old male with short brown hair and eyes that have just enough of a glow to belie some sort of divine heritage. Well, being dressed in a brown tawny, not tawny, a brown tweed jacket with some fraying around the edges. It's gloves on his right hand to hide the his prosthetic arm, with
Oh,
a, a round wire set of glasses, and he runs the a small mm, hospital, I guess would be the best word for it, out of his place where he doesn't ask questions, just takes payment, patches you up, gives a knife for the dying, and a proper burial rites. Will give proper burial rites to bodies that are brought in for a sizable donation. And no questions asked.
Good, good. And last but not least, we have Zay?
Yeah,
Z? Okay.
Zay. Zay is a human female. She's all of about 5 foot and 90 pounds soaking wet. Uh, she is a rogue, and she gets these mysterious tattoos on her every now and again. Some change every day, some are permanent.
And with that, where your guys' first campaign started off with a bang, this one starts off with a Monday morning. Sun rises, the rooster crows, the hustle and bustle of Elport begins. What is your guys' average day? What do you guys go out and do? What directions do you want to start going towards to try and meet your goals?
Hmm, probably start out the morning looking for various potion supplies and getting ready for the influx of people who are undoubtedly going to be coming in. Maybe the occasional job comes in as well.
Aegis Aegis will wake up early, as like somewhere between 4 to 6, depending on when he went to sleep, to start working out, and then he'll go volunteer with the helping the animals. And I'm sorry, I have to make this decision with the dice roll. I know it was Q's thing, but oh, there's no dice roller thing.
Oh, let me. I didn't realize I hadn't added it to that chat yet. Holy cow.
You want me to roll one for you there?
Yeah, a D3. Tell me
Uh,
your result.
you got a 2.
Oh, oh, yeah. He's gonna visit Ivy after his workout and whatnot. Yeah.
Where is. It is being a butt. Let me add the dice parser. Why is it not coming up? Discord's being a rat. Trying to add dice parser so you can roll more easily, and it doesn't want me to. Is it there now? There it is. Okay. Ta-da!
Awesome.
Question, Iris. Are we still doing the rules of can cast cantrips as a bonus action?
I have been going back and forth on that one because I have found a way that it becomes completely overpowered, but also some people just have no bonus actions whatsoever, and it's a good way to use up bonus actions. So I'll say sure. We'll go with that again.
Nice.
Um, pending it doesn't turn into something incredibly insane early
That's
on.
fine.
No
um,
cantrips this campaign, so it doesn't affect me.
I'm a monk, so I gotta use my bonus action for monk stuff.
um, so a few other highlights of the town, if you will. You guys would know the different places to go to look for odd jobs or to weasel out some new possible clients in Victor's case. The wholesale market as well as the warehouse always have a big hustle and bustle. There's always people everywhere. Some working, some standing around trying to get work, trying to get on as someone's help unloading, or people on break, people selling shit. It's always busy, but there's always people to talk to. The Tipsy Dragon Fruit. The tavern is always a good place to look at the job board. If there is ever the odd job in town that needs done, or even places outside of town that are close enough, they'll be posted up in the tavern, as well as in order to keep their front as unsuspecting, and keep the niceties up front. The heavy petting bar and brothel. In their bar section, they also have their a job board up as well. You would also know that the temples themselves usually have a handful of odd jobs, from simple chores to harder tasks that they are willing to pay food or money for. Um, Depending on the level of the job. Um and really depending on what funding you guys need for your villainy desires, will end up depending on what jobs you take, how you reach out to people, depending on the jobs, if you get caught doing unsavory things. It'll also be of note that the Thieves Guild is always watching. You do the right things and you talk to the right people, you just might get an invitation. And the Thieves Guild is everywhere. It's kind of like the Fight Club. You don't talk about the Fight Club. Nobody talks about the Thieves Guilds. But everyone knows it exists and everyone knows that it is everywhere. There is not a single city that doesn't have at least a small branch of the Thieves Guilds. Um, which rumors would have it that thieves guilds tend to have special doctors' offices, black markets, special crafting areas. They're never lacking supplies. Um, Always have people of particular standards that you can hire for discrete jobs if it's not a job that you wanting to do yourself, as well as they always have jobs that they need done that they're willing to pay a pretty penny for. You just have to do the right things to get noticed and get in. But we have a uh, Victor said he was setting up shop. Um, Aegis doing his usual morning routine, and then going over to, you said, Ivy?
Yes.
What are Zay and Sim? Thank you, so. What are their usual morning routines?
Zay is currently uh, putting some like red hair chalk in her black hair to give it a different color, and then waiting to see if Sim needs her for any performances or anything. If that's what he's doing.
Uh, Sim is going to Sim's gonna head down to see Sweet Pea and see if there's any any new interesting dirt on anyone in town.
Alrighty. Does does they follow as well? I would say end up doing something else.
Sim
Since
would probably also grab Zay for a performance down at the bar after his conversation with Sweet Pea. Make a little money first thing in the morning.
alrighty. With that, then we will start with Victor. Roll a d20 for me.
Oh boy. First roll. Natural one.
Natural
Oh,
one. That's not promising. Um,
Great way to start the campaign.
Great way to start the campaign. First roll a nat one. Beautiful.
That's the exact
Well,
opposite energy of the first roll of my campaign. Fuck.
it can only get better from here.
oh,
I
uh,
wholeheartedly agree, Sim. Thank you.
you're sitting around for a while, unfortunately. Uh, doesn't seem like the work is kicking today. Fate is not on your side. Um, though on Aegis' side of things, you end up going to Love Blossoms to see Ivy, and as per usual, the open sign is on. The door is propped open. The second you get towards the front of the shop, you can smell just the fresh flowers. As you that just becomes stronger as you get closer. Um, as you walk in, there is a little chime that goes off. Um, as you would know, she has her doors set up to a little sensor whenever it senses a person going through. A little almost like a sing-songy bird-esque chime goes off, and you hear from the back, "Hey, I'll be out in a moment. Just watering some plants." How
um,
do you respond?
Uh, fuck. Um, uh, 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 busy? Um, fuck. I don't know. I'm not in his head yet. Shit.
It's a new character. It's hard. You've
It's a
been
new
Q for
character.
so long.
I haven't even fully brought up his voice yet.
You'll fall into it eventually.
I guess he's just gonna say something along the lines of, um, are, well, shoot. You busy?
You yeah, you hear a giggle from the back, and then there's some soft footsteps. Before she walks through an archway, hand on her hip, and goes, "Don't you know I'm always busy? These plants always need care, and there's always someone that wants a bouquet or multiple for some sort of occasion."
Yeah. Um. Well, I guess you don't really have time to hang out. Do do you need any help?
Theo looks about and goes, "Well, I have a list of chores that you could help with if you wanted to. And I wouldn't mind providing lunch for helping out."
Uh oh. Uh oh. Um. Okay. I could help till lunch.
She nods and goes, "All right then. Well, there's still watering in the back rooms. There is the sweeping of the shop. Um, I've got some bouquets to put together for some special orders. So if you want to do the watering and the sweeping while I get on those orders, that would be immensely helpful." And before you even like begin to answer, like she is passing you a broom, an apron, like one of those half aprons, and then heading back towards the back of the shop that has a big old table. And she begins pulling out buckets of different long stemmed flowers, and just different foliage, and pulls out a notebook and is reading it over of what the orders needed. Uh,
Well, I guess that's what Aegis is doing till lunch.
and for Sim and Zay, you end up getting to the heavy petting bar, and you are greeted by the heavy perfume aroma. Um, and the door itself to this establishment is a bright red. When opened, there's always some sort of noise coming from within, of people at the bar, or if it's a slow day, there's always a couple ladies there at the door ready to greet those who come in. um and you come in and you hear from the back room, One of our regulars. Hey, Sim, how can I help you today? As you see Sweet Pea sidling out from behind the bar and coming over, and she goes, "You're here for more gossip, I bet, aren't you?"
Oh, well, you know me.
I do. You want your usual? I can pour you. It's morning though. Do you want your usual this early in the morning?
Uh, sure, why not?
So, oh, good. Now, what about for little Miss Thing there? You want something to drink, sweetie?
Absolutely, I do.
What would you like, dear?
Uh, something sweet.
Something sweet. Are you just looking for it? Do you want something sweet that is or isn't alcoholic? We have our juices. We just have regular juices, but we can put, you got your vodkas and your tequilas and whatever, we can mix it if you want it.
Well, tequila's a little strong in the morning. We'll just go with vodka for now.
She gives you a big old grin and goes, "Ah, now that's a good girl. Alrighty." And she hustles on over, gets the drinks, and ends up pulling you both to a bit of a side table in a corner, kind of away from prying ears, and goes, "So, what you want to know about, what you want to hear, what can you tell me? Gossip for gossip, spill the tea."
Oh, well, I was wondering, is anything juicy on any of the big shots in town?
I hear that a couple of the lords are back in town, and most of them, they stay in court fairly regularly, but I heard they're coming back to check in on things, and there might be even a shift. I hear. I don't know nothing about it yet. But just that, since there are a couple of lords coming back and checking things over, everyone's kind of getting everything spick and span and up to snuff, just in case there's a little shift in power or something. Some some young lords taking over for their daddies, maybe. I don't know quite yet per se, but there's something big's gonna happen, especially if a couple of them's coming back in.
So you could say everyone is on their best behavior.
Precisely, dear. And you should be on your best behaviors as well. That's why I only got my best ladies out. And everything is like, look at this place. We have like double clean. We have even shined up the place. I don't usually splurge this much, but if it means getting some of them, the big bucks from the lords that are coming in, why not do the little extra splurging to make everybody look real nice?
True. Do you know when they're supposed to be in town?
I hear one might be arriving as early as sometime today. Now, again, rumors are rumors, so I don't know if they're true or if it's gonna be cold, but should definitely be within the week, though.
And well, if the young lords are getting riled up, there'd be a chance to make quite a bit of money once they get to the less business side of things.
Definitely. And especially, so I hear one of them has had family that's just been up living in court. But because they're older now, they're going out and about and maybe learning more about uh what's done down here. And if you have any sisters that want to jump up in rank, or if you skinny thing, she gives Zay a bit of a elbow nudge. If you want to go up in ranks, yeah, I could teach you how to doll yourself up real nice.
I prefer not to get my knees dirty.
She gives a chuckle and goes, "Well, I get, yeah, everyone to each their own, to each their. I respect that, but it wouldn't hurt to marry into a noble family, now, would it?"
I suppose not. Be so drab though.
Oh, but I'm sure you could find something to make your days fun. And she kind of looks around and goes, "Anyway, so Sim, what's your performance schedule looking like this week?"
Oh, well, I don't have a whole lot going on, say, this evening.
She gets a big
But,
old grin and goes, "See, we're on the same track. You knew exactly what I was going to be asking. Just look at that nice stage over there, all cleaned up. It's got a spot that's just shouting to be filled by you tonight. Possibly bring in some good money, especially if one of them lords arrives."
true, and well, I could also help change up those performances a little bit with the help of my friend here, and he kind of nods towards Zay. And maybe maybe while I'm performing, you can get some of the uppers upper ups to loosen their lips and spill some of their secrets to you.
Oh, my girls are good at getting secrets out of men. And women, for that matter.
Well, then I suppose I'll see you this evening for a performance.
Coming early enough, I'll have a dinner out for you. And
True.
this one over here, maybe a bigger dinner out for you. Gotta get more meat on them bones. Every time I see you run around with him, are you not feeding her? Are she not eating enough? We can get more skin on them bones. She is like a twig.
Well, I suppose I'll see you this evening then. And Sybil kind of just like down the rest of his drink and head towards the door.
Zay's gonna try and do the same thing, but she's like, can't quite finish it.
tries to chug it, has to breathe.
Yeah.
You get a little bit of a chuckle out of Sweet Pea. Uh, before you end up finishing it, and she takes both glasses back to the bar and kind of waves as you both head out. What would be your next destination?
Would I know where the like if the lords would be coming by land or by sea or by air?
You would know that it is, since the rumor is that they were in court, that they would be either coming down one of the main roads or possibly by river. Just depends on which one they thought would be safer at the time. They would have had a couple different people run safety analytics, so to speak.
Okay. Sim will kind of pull Zay aside into like a side alley or some shit. She'd be like, well, everyone in town is on their best behavior for the lords. I feel like this would be an opportunity to kind of climb the ladder a little bit.
Get noticed by him?
Get noticed by him, or he just kind of like nods over his shoulder. It's like, oh, get noticed by them. He kind of like rolls his eyes up a little bit too. Like a gesture to the kind of is like a gesture to the thieves guild.
Oh, right.
Oh, get noticed by them.
So what? We perform tonight in their presence and see what we can get?
I think we perform tonight in their presence. Get get everyone riled up as riled up as we can. See, put on the best performance we've ever done. And that way, Sweet Pea and her girls will be able to get them as loose-lipped as they can. And then with whatever we find, we can come up with whatever we find out, we can come up with some sort of plan to blackmail whoever we see fit.
Okay. And if I happen to swipe something off of them during the performance?
Well, that's just a bonus of the job, isn't it?
Hmm. Okay.
Well, do we want to get Aegis and Victor joined in on this? Let them know what we've kind of figured out and see if we can add them to the plan in a way? Or get them started on their own plan?
Well, Aegis, I bet, could certainly rile a few people up.
I imagine he could. And I imagine Victor would have his own motives.
Okay. Well, are we going to? Did you want to wait to see what they look like when they arrive?
Yeah, as long as see if we can keep eyes on the roads, on the river. So that way we can know which entourages we're looking after.
Sounds like a plan.
Alrighty. So then where are you guys gonna head then? Towards, are both of you going to head towards, the road to keep an eye? Is one of you gonna, kind of spread the word, to the other two? Or is the word gonna be spread, after you get a good look?
Um, Sim would probably go to spread the word first. Just so that way they could have as much time to plan as possible.
Well, if you're gonna go tell them, then I will keep a lookout just in case they arrive early.
Okay.
Okay. You two split up. Um, can I get another flat d20 from Victor?
18.
18. There we go. That's better. You end up, after a long while of waiting, um, you end up hearing a knock on your door, as well as definite like complaints, more so complaints of pain than complaints of like where they are or where they're heading. um it definitely sounds like a couple people are on the other side of the door.
I will go and open the door and let the people in.
As you open the door, it is two dudes supporting another, and who's as you look down at him, he's uh clearly not himself mentally due to how much his mid calf and down is crushed, and the two dudes that basically carried him, one under each shoulder sort of thing, they go, dude, oh god, we hope this is the right place, man. Neither of us really have much. We definitely can't afford the usual routes of fixing things. So the hospital's so damn expensive, man. You are the doctor, right?
Yes, how may I help you?
Well, look at him, dude. We don't. He's out of it, man. There was an accident in the dock. The warehouse we were loading. We were unloading, and it just one thing led
Alright,
to
I'm here.
another. A chain broke, and it's crushed, man. We don't. Can it even be fixed? Like it can't be. It's just gotta be cut off, right?
It is most likely going to be cut off, but I will do what I can to fix. Bring him, and I'm going to lead them into the operating table.
They bring him in and set him down, and uh they kind of go, is there like how much do you usually charge, man? Like, dude, we gotta have something done, of course, but like, if we don't have enough, do you take payments? Like, once we get our wages at the end of the week, can we give you like more if we don't have enough now? How do you usually do things, man? We heard about you from a guy. Uh, said to take him down here. How do you run things, man?
Of course, you can come back and pay when you have the rest of your money, but I usually take donations to help others. The entire time while talking, I am going to be examining his leg to see, A, if it is even remotely savable, or if it needs to be removed.
Okay, roll a medicine check.
That's a 13.
13. You can tell the foot is fucked. The like ankle up is fine and dandy, not actually like broken. Very bruised, very bruised. The meat itself is kind of like shredded, where they had to kind of pull him out from underneath where it dragged. So there's gonna be like definite scarring on the mid to lower calf itself. But the foot, there's no way to save how much all of the bones are broken in that thing. It is foot pancake.
Once I understand that, I'm going to go around and gather the ingredients necessary to make a strong sleeping draught to knock him out because he's not going to want to be awake for this next part. While gathering, going to look, just say over my shoulder, his leg is fine, his foot is not. He's going to have to lose it, but he should keep his leg. Uh, what were we? What role is a alchemy check?
Um, let's see. Um, we are no. I would say nature, because it's kind of mixing the right plants and crap together to make a poultice sort of thing.
Hmm.
You could also theoretically argue arcana. Um,
I would like to go for Arcana.
okay. Because
I got
some
a
plants it's more magical property than nature property, so
that was a 16.
alright, you're able to whip up something proper. You've done this sort of thing enough that you know right where to grab for the things that are gonna knock you out quick. You want horse tranquilizers? You go, sorta. You know how to whip up the chutzpah. It's not gonna taste great, but you got it. Um, and you were able to whip it up and kind of give it to the guy. Let's see how well he horks it down.
I'll force it down his throat if necessary. I am maybe a doctor. Doesn't mean I'm a gentle one. Or dentist.
That is a 10. He definitely goes green. Like he swallows and keeps it down, but he looks like he wants to hork it up. But before he can, the wooziness sets in, and he is out.
Not surprised he wanted to puke. Tastes like goblin piss. Anyways, I'm going to get my bone saw and I'm gonna step aside.
The other two kind of look at
After
each
finishing
other
it off, of course.
and nod and go, Ed, is it alright if we're gonna wait in the other room?
Yes, go. No need. Can't be having anyone sick in the operating room.
Yeah, they kind of dismiss themselves. As well as you do hear them kind of talking about you, kind of like he works for donations. So like, how much do you have on you, and how much can you live off of before next paycheck? We need to give him something now, and they're kind of talking amongst themselves about how much they might be able to fork over um, as you set to work. Make another medicine check as you saw off this foot.
Hey, that's not a bad roll. That's a 19.
Not bad, not bad. Lulu, don't try and eat my pencil. I need to take notes with that. You are able to make fairly easy work with that. Um, and are you're able to get a clean, nice looking cut all the way through. Something that'll be easy for you to work with that roll.
Going to take the foot and put it into a biohazard bin for later disposal because this is crushed, is not of use. It will be burned. And after that, making sure the leg is all tied off and he's not going to bleed out, going to smear a poultice on it to help speed up the healing a bit. For telling his friends that his foot's gone, but he should be fine, and I will.
Yeah, they kind of nod and thank you multiple times, and they pull out. They pull out 4 gold, and they kind of look at you and go, "Oh, that's not enough." But like that's not much at all, especially for like quick good work. But it's all we got at the moment to be able to also afford food till the end of the week.
Of course, you could not starve yourself for saving a friend. You can finish paying me when you get your wages.
They nod profusely and thank you some more while getting ready to haul off their friend to take him to his house where he can rest. And it would be at this point where Sim, you end up coming in as they're walking out. So what you Sim see two guys carrying off one that has a bandaged up into the leg. Um as you go in to greet and pass on some information to Victor. How how does that go? What do you tell him about?
As I walk in, I'm like, oh, Victor, I was hoping you were here.
Sin. Another fight. Is there something else you need?
No, something else. Little rumor I heard that I thought you might want to hear as well.
Oh?
There, apparently, not just one, but a couple of lords are coming into town to kind of
Hmm.
check up on things.
Well, when the lords come, especially in force, there's always bodies that follow. I'll
Oh,
be busy
well.
for a few days, it seems. Very
Oh,
good.
well. There might be. There's rumors that there might be a bit of a shift,
Oh,
and
what kind of shit?
well, everyone in town is on their best behavior.
Ah, so the tension's going to be taut as a rope.
Oh,
Hmm.
yes, the rumors of opportunities to climb the ladder, kind of jump a rank, or maybe a few.
Hmm.
And I thought you might want to know.
I will have to think on this. Thank you for the information.
Oh, of course. Zay and I are going to be keeping an eye out for their arrival. One of them is apparently showing up by the end of the day today.
Hmm. Well, knowing them, they're likely going to go to the noisiest place with the drinks flowing freely.
Oh, yes, that's why we'll be putting on one hell of a performance down at the Heavy Petting Bar.
Ah, so I'm sure Sweet Pea will appreciate the extra patronage.
Oh, yes.
I might have to make an appearance myself just to see what's going to happen. Get a good judge of the situation.
Yes, I think it'll be a rather fortunate night.
Indeed, it may be.
Do you know where Aegis went by chance?
Ah, I passed him when he was going off to do some exercise, but after that I couldn't tell you.
Hmm. Well, if you see him, have him come find me. If I don't find him here soon, I'll be headed towards the river.
Of course.
And Sim will head off to look for Aegis.
I'll finish prestidigitating the operating room.
Prestige operation. So as you prestidigitate things clean, can I get a perception roll from Sim to work for looking around for Aegis?
That's a 9.
All right. It takes some time, and you're wandering about. You've seen him enough that you know a couple areas that he likes to hang out in. And it takes a good time before you end up finding him out front of Love Blossoms as you see Ivy flipping the sign around to a sign that reads lunch break, be back in an hour, as she closes and locks the door. Um, and she begins you can't quite see make out what she's asking Aegis, but Aegis, you happen to be asked if you would prefer something from the bakery. We could pick up something from the butchers or Food Valley and whip up something ourselves, or from get a meal at the Tipsy Dragon Fruit. They make great sandwiches. She kind of rambles on about like the different options in town to see what you might have a hankering for, Aegis.
Oh, well, I'd like to visit the bar, but how about we go to the Tipsy Dragon?
She nods and goes, "Alright," and kind of turns on heel and begins walking. Um, and it's at this point, Aegis, where you would also spot Sim.
Uh, oh, um, I'm gonna actually message him with my racial ability. Okay, change in voice. Well then, well shoot. Uh, uh, insert. I'm gonna figure that one out next. Sorry. um, did any operations plans for tonight?
Sim just is like looking through the window and he just like nods.
Um, um, uh, I'm going to the Tipsy Dragon. Will uh, are you busy? Meet there after lunch?
Sim just like nods again. And she just like kind of waves at him to like come here, come here.
Wait, oh,
I just kind of holds his finger up like 1 second, just like 1 second.
um, Ivy, I need a moment. You can go on ahead of me. I'll
she
meet you there.
she pauses and nods. Is like, "Alright," and continues to head off.
Okay, and then I'm gonna go see what Sim wants.
Sim does the same thing he did earlier. Just kind of like yanks him into in a back alley. Well, bit of a bit of a plan. More of just something you should know. There's apparently some rumors going around that not one but two of the lords are going to be coming into town to sort of check things out. And there's also rumors that there may be some sort of shift, so everyone in town is on their best behavior.
Oh.
And Zay and I are going to be putting on one hell of a performance down at the heavy petting bar tonight, because there's also talks of hopefully some chances to maybe jump a rank or two in this shift of sorts.
Hmm. We could develop social standing a little bit. Do we know where they're gonna be to start?
No, nothing for sure, but they're coming from court, so Zay and I are going to be watching the roads and the river to see if we can get some eyes on them before everyone else does, so that way we can kind of make a plan and see who we're going to be wanting to talk to, get
Um,
or catch the eye of.
they're probably gonna be hiring extra security.
They are most likely.
Maybe I could get in those ranks.
You could try to see if you can find anything kind of not so nice. Something that they wouldn't want the public to be noticing.
Um, what's your plan?
My plan is put on the best performance I've ever put on, because I'm going to be trying to draw as many eyes as possible, so that way as many people are drinking as possible and as many lips are loose as possible. So that way my friends can gather some info for me.
Hmm. Have you planned with anyone else? Hmm. Or
Well, I let Victor know, and Zay knows the plan, and Zay's going to be helping me with the performance. So
oh,
kind of a last second thing, but I imagine their security will also be at the bar with them. So you could be there drinking with them and attempt to work your way into their ranks and become a part of the crew. Get access to some places that would be harder for us to get to.
hmm. I'll see what I can. If I can. Oh, get get in with the shoot. Getting. Sorry. Okay. Hmm. Sounds like a plan.
All right. Well, it looked like you were kind of in the middle of something, so
Um.
I'll let you get back to that.
Wait.
I'm just gonna head to the river to keep an eye out for the load that's coming in.
I'll. Hmm. Where would I go to try to? Out of character, no?
To try
Figure out
and
like, yeah, try to get hired or just sort of be somewhere.
get, in what do you mean? In what?
Like to get hired as one of their like the city would be employing more guards, probably.
Oh, okay. I get the question now. You would know that it tends to be the families themselves that if they are going to hire any guards that do the hiring themselves, depending on what the event is for, or uh yeah, really that's it, what the event is for, what the occasion is, will depend on how trustworthy the guards need to be. Sometimes they just hire for muscle and will send like representatives to like the warehouse and the dock ward, that area, to advertise, hey, we need muscle between these dates and these dates. If you do
Okay,
what we say, we don't find anything stolen, and nothing bad happens, you'll get X amount of pay for the time that you're uh in um one of our staff, basically. um so you could definitely go that direction and see if there are any scouts at all.
okay, so you'd probably go to the place that you would hope to guard and just try to get individually hired.
Yeah, individually hired, or again, go towards the docks and see if there are scouts looking for uh, bigger guys to hire. Oftentimes, they'll look a bit out of place because they'll be in. Oh gosh, I got hiccups too. Uh, the, they'll usually be in suits with a sort of pendant or some sort of embroidery of the noble family's signet. Gosh, I need to stop hiccuping.
And
Whew.
Bjorn, you said the plan was going to be at the heavy petting bar.
Who the fuck is Bjorn?
Oh shoot, shoot, shoot. Tim, Tim.
Yeah.
No
Still used
pressure,
to
Marty.
old
We're
school.
fine. Just gotta get used to it.
Okay. Well then, after Aegis's lunch, he's gonna go over to the heavy petting bar to try to get hired there. I think because of specifically like ask them if since they're preparing yeah, they're probably gonna need more security.
Yeah, more security for their girls. Okay, so um, yeah, Aegis, you do have a um nice if a little awkward lunch um with Ivy kind of rambling on about the plants and the different orders that have come in. Um let me roll. Oh yeah, that's slow. She lets it slip. She happens to let it slip that um she's actually gotten quite a large order in um that is um to be taken to the Finefoot Family Gardens. That one of the nobles has rented out the winery and gardens soon for an event. Um, and she's um, the one that has been hired to doll up the place, and it's like the biggest order she has gotten in a long time, and is so like nervous about it, and so she just rambles um, a wee bit.
Oh, what would he say? I feel like he's just gonna give her reassurance. You got this. Ah, shoot. Shoot. I need to. Um, what, what is he? I'm sorry for being awkward today. I'm really sorry.
Yeah, good. Yeah, good.
Um, do do you need to go out and pick more flowers? No.
Uh, she no, it's just I've got everything I need. It's just a lot, and
Maybe.
like a like a noble like requested my work and the business I'm gonna get from this once the word is out. Like I might actually have to hire someone. I might have to hire someone. And she kind of just like pauses and gets this look of, oh crap, I might have to hire someone sort of like look.
Um, that's a lot to take care of. Maybe you could use some help at least for tonight.
She goes, I've got a couple days.
Hmm.
I'll be fine. And then the big boom
Um,
won't happen until after whatever event they're planning goes off. It's after the event. I'm gonna have to put up a apprentice hire sign.
1 second.
Ooh, that was a squeak.
Well, so shoot. I do have some friends that could help. Is the noble gonna be there when you set this up? Uh, it's all for the good of the community, right? Having a noble around and good sorts.
She goes, well, it does make a lot of business boom for a while. Um, she goes, but I don't know if any of them will be around at the time. The fine food establishment will be letting me in and out as I make my deliveries. Um, if you want to, maybe tomorrow you can help me with some of those deliveries. I have to actually go over there with some of the more sturdy vines and whatnot to set up. Because those can usually sit and stay vibrant for a couple days, where some of the other ones are gonna have to be day of setup. So I've really spaced out and prioritized some things.
I could definitely help, and who knows, we might get to meet the new nobles. That
She
uh,
gives a bit of a nervous nod. And ends up finishing up her lunch and going, well, I've got to go back to the shop to finish the prepping that I'm now way more nervous about than I was before. It's not your fault.
oh,
It's only because I think this job has now just set into how important it is. She
um,
gets up and puts the coins down for the meal and goes, I'll see you later. And heads out kind of in a daze.
oh no.
Um, but going back to Zay, can I have a perception roll?
A 12.
Okay. With a 12, you, and this is more, I don't have like little character doodads for everybody yet. Um, you would be in the keeping watch kind of near the upper city area where the houses are. Um, the roads come into there first, and if a noble's gonna be coming by road, they're gonna go to the roads that get to the more fancy housing first. And as you keep watch, you don't notice it at first. Um, one, because they're not that prominent other than in like capital cities where um the kings or real royalty throw their money around. Um, so you don't really spot the signs right away of a car. It's only once, and it's not that large. Um, but this four-wheeled, very sporty vehicle, um, kicking up a lot of dust on this road. At first, it's just plumes of dust that you spot, and your brain rides it off as oh, like the tractors are doing some work in one of the farms far off, and that's what I'm seeing or something. But then once it gets closer, and you can actually spot the vehicle. You realize there is no way anyone would have that other than a noble. And as you look at it and keep your eyes on the road for a little longer, you notice that there's not just one vehicle, but there are two vehicles. One like right behind the other, and they are making fast, just making fast work of the road getting towards the town.
And they're just coming into the town.
They are. You can either stay and kind of watch where they end up heading to and where they end up parking. Try and follow and see if you can follow fast enough to get a glimpse of them before they get into a house or get into wherever they park. Um, or you could
Yeah.
head out and tell the others what have you.
I want to try and see where they're going or keep up with them.
All right, so once the cars do get towards the rich housing developments where they're more the manors on land, not the fine foot manor. That's different. But these others up top here. Um, you are able to let's have you make I'd say athletics, or yeah, athletics would fit best. I don't think
Oh,
acrobatics would quite work.
oh boy, not great. Um. Oh, well, I rolled a 16, but with a -2, that's a 14.
No, that's not horrible though. So you see where the cars park and are able to follow them. You definitely, yeah, 14. No, yeah, you see them. 14's not bad. Not at this level that you guys are at. You're not level 20s anymore, so I can't judge you harshly for a 14. um, but yeah, you hustle your Tookus and kind of peek around a corner, sort of thing, and you end up seeing. I'm going to post. Oh, I don't have a. It is going to go straight into the wrong area, isn't it? NPC. Watch, it's gonna pop to the top of the instead of. Yep, of course it does. I'm gonna put a new.
Sorry about that. Battery dead.
Oh goodness. Okay. Okay. Nope. Nope.
And I lost my progress on Hero Forge.
I have important NPC. Well, let me.
Unimportant NPCs.
I forgot I had important NPCs, but I don't necessarily want to put all of their images into that one until they are possibly important. That way the photo spam can be sorted out later. Um, there's a handful that
Oh.
file out of these vehicles. It is a family of noble tiefling that file out of possibly not entirely family. They are, at least the men are prowling around quite a bit. Um, did I get all the images? I think I did. That looks like everything. Um, the gentlemen are kind of being rowdy and excited, and the older gentleman with the white um hair and beard, after everyone does unload from the vehicles, goes, all right, everybody inside before we decide where to have some fun and spend some cash. And there's a bit of a whoop from the others, and there's a definite eye roll from the ladies as they fall behind two and kind of end up walking into the manor. Um, and you roll me a perception check.
Perception is, oh no, an 8.
Mm. You don't hear everything, but you do catch before the door closes, and don't you forget, uh that sounded a bit more in of an important tone from the older gentleman as the door closed, but you didn't get the last end of that sentence.
Uh, were were they driving or did they have drivers? Like, is there someone still in the cars?
There is not someone still in the cars.
To see if they locked the doors?
You can see if they lock the doors. Roll I mean, I guess it how stealthy you do want to be in a rich neighborhood? Are you just walking up to the car and trying to open a door? Or are you gonna try and be stealthy about it?
I mean, obviously gonna be stealthy about it. Not gonna just like stroll up.
Alrighty. Then roll me a stealth check.
Low rolls, jeez. 11.
Alright. I mean, you're counting your blessings, as it doesn't seem like there's anybody out and about at the moment anyways, as you semi-stealthily waltz up to one of the vehicles. And are you just
Trying to handle.
gonna straight up try the handle sort of thing?
Yeah.
um, you try the first car, and the handle doesn't like it jiggles, but it doesn't pop the door open.
And the second car?
The second car, you go around and try one of the doors, and the back passenger side door ends up popping open.
Anything inside?
What was that? It cut out. All I heard was side.
Oh, is there anything inside?
Oh, is there anything inside? Okay. Um, you slip on into the vehicle, and there are definite. Who am I getting backfeed from?
Aegis.
Oh shoot. Sorry.
Oh no.
Sounds like it just sounded like growling.
Yeah, it was. Um. um. Through wading through alcohol bottles of various kinds, as well as food wrappers, you end up looking through some like side pockets, making your way to the front of the vehicle, and finding in the like the glove box compartment. You pop that open, and there is an official paperwork um the the court themselves for as basically is um legalese jargon for due to your help and support for the crown, we gift your family these vehicles. Enjoy, sort of uh, jargon, and it's got the royal seal on it, as well as the family name on,
Family name.
and the family name is where'd it go? No, that's do all these new names. I have to find the right one. The Varzand family.
With an F or a TH?
It's Varzand.
Varzand. Got it. Well, I'm going to flip out of the car with that in hand. And make my way, I guess, back to the uh would you call it a house? I mean, shack? I don't know what exact abandoned whatever they were staying in.
The building you have made home.
Yeah.
On your way that direction is when you actually see Sim heading your direction. So you would kind
Hey
of
Sim.
meet each other.
Hey Sim.
Hey,
Uh
did you find anything out?
yeah. Spotted our first nobles that came in.
Oh,
The
oh,
Varzans. They're tieflings and they seem uh, rather rambunctious to go out and party.
well, it's a good thing we're planning to put on one hell of a show then.
Hmm.
How do you how do you spell that again?
So
V
Varzand. I also put it in the channel that has their images.
Oh, okay. I see the notification now. Well, I managed to let Victor and Aegis know what the plan was. And they seem to be on board. Victor is going to do his thing, and Aegis is going to see if he can't work his way into security, I think. Um, but since they are wanting to get ready to party, I think we should get ourselves ready and let Sweet Pea know so that way she can get ready.
Yeah.
What color were they?
Purple.
Ooh. Is there like a tailor somewhere in town?
Yes. The tailors. There is the Needlecraft is the name of the tailor shop. That is actually right next to the heavy petting bar and brothel.
Well, that's convenient.
Oh, cool. Well, Sim is going to. He's gonna like run to the heavy petting bar and let Sweet Pea know. She's like, it's like, okay, it's on like tonight. We gotta do it now. Get everything ready tonight. And then he's gonna go to the tailor and see if he can get a coat made that kind of like that matches like the aesthetic of the heavy petting bar, but with a lot of purple accents.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, you when you go into the tailors, you are greeted by a couple gnomes. There are footstools all over the place. Um, and they you go in with a request, and they basically come back with how much do you want it to match the aesthetic versus how well do you want it to fit. Like that. They basically tell you timing wise, like they can get it to fit the aesthetic perfectly, but they might not be able to fitting you just right. Versus they can definitely make something that will fit you exquisitely, but might not get all the like exact detailing uh down.
Well, well, it is the heavy petting bar, so it doesn't exactly need to cover a whole lot. Just as long as it gives me some flair.
The with a grin, you basically get the we're on it response and start. Their feet are flying as they're going to get. One of them takes your measurements, um, while the other one.
Before before they before they take his measurements, he's gonna kind of just like as they're not looking, just kind of like tone himself up a little bit. Kind of give himself like a magic Mike makeover.
Beautiful. Yeah. Well, they're one's grabbing the tape measure and the stool. The other's going and grabbing some cloths. And yeah, you're able to shift a bit to give yourself that makeover. Um, and they take their measurements, and the one there's a little bit of oh my as they're getting measurements around the arms and whatnot, and go, at first glance, you didn't look like you were uh, that muscular, but we're definitely gonna have to give more allowance in those shoulders and the upper arm region, aren't we? And you hear
Have a
from the
stash
back room,
to hide.
"Stop ogling and just get his measurements." There's a bit of a huff.
Sim just kind of like mumbles to him, just like, oh well, I kind of slouch a bit. It kind of hides it.
Yeah, yes, yes. No, you shouldn't slouch. That's not good for you. And continues to take the measurements and goes, now, you'd. It's about. Come back in a couple hours and we'll have something, the night quite nice for you.
Thank you so much. And Sim will go back next door to just kind of help prepare.
Help prepare. And,
Choreograph.
also circling back to, Aegis. Um, this would, actually happen before Sim got back there. Uh, his Aegis was heading over there to see about picking up a job tonight. Um, so Aegis, you enter the heavy petting bar, and of course you are greeted with girls. Um, one of them offering drinks and if you'd like to sit at a table. One of them asking if you're looking for a private room today. Um, as you enter the establishment.
Oh, no, I heard something fancy's happening. Uh, to the city, and I figured you guys might need some extra security.
One of them kind of lets out a sigh, and the other one goes, "Oh, you'll want to talk to Sweet Pea then." And she kind of goes, points you over towards the bar, and shouts out, goes, "Hey, Sweet Pea, we have a possible worker tonight. You were looking for him, right? You." And Sweet Pea looks up and goes, "Oh, you look like the perfect man for the job. Maybe if you know a couple more that might be willing to help out, so I don't have to go out and do searching myself. I was gonna go and look for a couple more gentlemen to put on the tab for at least maybe a couple nights, just in case we have a few rowdier nights. I need my staff and my girls well protected. So, yeah, if you want some pay thrown your way, do you need a job for tonight? Yeah, we're looking. You get dinner. If you come in early enough, we make a staff dinner. Um, and then it would be you'd be working until closing time, which is well into the night. um so if you can stay up long enough and you want a couple extra change in your pocket.
Oh, oh, um, sounds like I might be getting to my workout late. Um, Hmm. How late it? How late?
He says, well, we close the bar portion at 1 a.m. and we send some of the muscle home at that point, but we keep some of them behind if we have any private customers.
Mm. Hmm. I think I could stay kind of late. It, if you need the extra muscle.
She goes, perfect. Now, you can stick around here if you like, or you can, go about whatever you had planned for the rest of the day and just come here dinner time and have some grub and start your shift.
Um, I think I have things I need to attend to for the rest of the day. I'll see you at dinner time.
So yeah, sounds perfect. Sounds perfect.
And on that note, I am going to go to back to the house thing. If you would call it that.
Okay, so you would do you go back to your Sims and Zay's, or do you go over to Victor's?
Yeah, I'd probably go back to Sims and Zay's.
Alright, so you go there and Zay, where do you end up going to after um stealing the paperwork from the car?
Going back to the home base.
Alright, so yeah, so
And
you end
yeah,
up heading back to home base and meeting Aegis there.
Zay is like rinsing out her hair of red and is preparing to put in uh, purple.
Um, wait, so you made it back to the home base?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Um, I'm just gonna talk normally until I perfectly get a voice. I'm sorry.
Work on it.
I hate the way that he talks. Anyway, I made it to. Well, I managed to get hired at the heavy petting zoo. Um, there's there's a. I might have found us a way to actually all sort of meet the nobles without being in any sort of trouble. Um,
Are you calling me trouble, Aegis?
oh, only in the nicest sort of way. If there's a nice way of putting that.
There's none, but go
Um, well, we might be. Well, hmm.
I'm gonna be on stage with Sim.
I don't know if no, it's not tonight, but tomorrow. Shoot. Well, I can probably at least get some information.
What's going on tomorrow?
They're going to be getting the nobles' lodgings ready.
Okay.
And he may or may not already be there when they're getting it ready.
Okay.
I just figure we want to be as close to the nobles as we can get right now. I already found something to do in that area. They're they're going to be at the Finefoot wait, did she tell me not to tell them? Not to tell anyone? That it's kind of a secret?
The vineyard?
She definitely told me not to tell anyone, didn't she?
Oh well, now Zay knows.
Well, shit. I already broke Ivy's trust problem. But anyway, yeah, maybe everyone could find some sort of job to reason to be over at the vineyard tomorrow, and maybe for the next couple days.
Think of something. Hell, if tonight goes okay, I might be even closer to them than you will.
Well, don't forget to call your guard if you need anything. He probably winks.
Don't worry, Aegis. It won't be anything that I can't handle.
Where's Sim? And
Sim should be at the bar, setting up. I should probably head over there too. And I haven't seen Victor all day.
okay, I'll go look for Victor.
I would say you would know to look for him at his house first.
Okay.
Which is where you would end up finding him working on some poultices.
Um, I'm gonna sort of try to creep over, maybe see if I can see what he's doing.
Uh, what's Victor's passive perception?
Question.
Mm-hmm.
Passive would be 12.
Okay, and you said question.
What?
Oh, I thought you were going to say something else as well
No.
before. Um, Aegis, roll a stealth.
Okay. Okay. Good.
Worm, don't you think about breaking out that door?
Oh, stealth is one of my higher skills apparently, even though it's not proficient. I don't think. No. Oh, 21. 21.
Alrighty. So you then sneakily walk about Victor's home to you getting printed right up close, right behind, looking at what he's mixing up. Do you just gotta wait there over his shoulder watching, or do you say something?
I'm kind of curious. I'm gonna watch for a
So,
second.
Victor, you don't realize at first that Aegis has snuck in and is watching over your shoulder. But as you go to grab another ingredient, you then finally spot Aegis right behind you.
I need to roll to see. It's going to kind of startle him and he's going to instinctively throw an elbow at the looming figure right behind him.
Uh, roll an attack roll to see if elbow makes contact.
And attack roll is 17 to hit.
Does a
Oh damn.
17 break your AC? I assume it does at this point.
Yeah, I think so. I'm pretty sure. Well,
You,
we'll see. If there's something I'm forgetting, then too bad in this case.
you get a nice sharp elbow to the gut, and it knocks the wind out of you for a second there. But you did startle him, so it's nothing that probably hasn't happened before.
I did roll for unarmed strike damage.
Which isn't an unarmed strike normally just a one?
Rogues, they get to add more than just one to it.
Oh, okay.
It's a total of 7.
Oof.
Ooh,
I almost rolled max.
damn. Okay, let me just take that damage.
Aegis goes and sits down and has a breather. remembers why he shouldn't sneak up on Victor, which I imagine is something he forgets regularly.
Probably, yeah.
Let's get that D4
Especially
buffed up.
since he's curious and probably naturally somewhat suspicious of.
Yeah, I would imagine so.
What is it you want? Why are you sneaking about in my home?
Gonna try to shrug it off. Um, you have a plan
You're going to have to be more specific than that. I have many plans.
for, for tonight.
Of course, I wouldn't go into this without any means of raking it in my favor.
Uh, do you want to share your plan?
I don't really see any need to share my current plan.
Uh,
I'm all you need to know is I am going to observe, maybe ply my craft a bit.
well, hopefully we shouldn't need any funerary rites tonight.
I never prepare funeral rites just for us. I prepare them for all. There will be plenty, I am sure. Tension is tight with everyone on their utmost behavior for the lords.
Um, everyone seems pretty frantic right now.
Of course, and that franticness is going to lead people to slip up. And when they slip up, they need to come to me. And of course, they bring plenty of donations.
Uh, okay. Um, do you need? Are you gonna include yourself in anyone else's plans?
That entirely depends on what people reveal to me, and if their plans align with what I am hoping to achieve tonight.
Hmm.
But I can tell you that I won't be actively working against your plans. I'm sure you have your reasons to deal with the Lord, and I have mine. And I am content leaving it with that.
Okay. What time is it, by the way, out of character?
You've got a couple hours before supper time.
Um. Hmm. Oh, idea. Idea. Okay. I'm gonna do something that's gonna be part of his plan. Um. Actually, go. We can go to someone else for now because I need to figure out exactly how I'm gonna plan that.
Okay. Well, while Victor makes what is it? Where'd it go? Roll me. Uh, for your coating and the couple of potions, roll either Arcana medicine check or even a sleight of hand, because it's all a bunch of like chopping and small, fine, minute movement sort of things.
I will roll Arcana. It's okay. 13.
Not bad, not bad. There. So it's not the greatest. It'll do. Um, you end up making just a couple of basic healing potions. You also um would be looking at your ingredients that you've got in stock and going, maybe you should buy some uh more here real soon. As well as the coating for your daggers. Um, you've made stronger in the past, but it's definitely nothing to scoff at.
All right.
Now, Zay, you were purpling yourself. Is there anything else you're purpling?
Um,
Or grabbing out some of your fancier clothes?
yeah, I don't exactly have fancier clothes.
Yeah,
Just kind of got what I got. But I can change that uh, for a little while I am at least performing. Um, but then I was gonna head to the bar where Sim is.
oh, yes, already. So, yes, you head your way to the bar. Um, and are able to kind of lay in wait. Well, more like sit at table and wait. Um,
Play with syrup.
yeah,
Syrup is my pet rat.
you occasionally get one of the ladies coming over and uh, will talk with you since you're there and it's not their busy hours yet. And before the time comes, Aegis, what was the other thing that you wanted to do to get ready? Was there anything else?
Yes, I wanted to stop by the pet place to see if I can get like a particularly small but somewhat intelligent creature.
Yeah, you can stop by Animal Crackers. That is the name of the pet shop. Worm, shush.
Okay.
You are, of course, greeted by a cacophony of animal noises as you enter, and eventually by, Thydos, um, who comes around a corner. He happens to have this, quite large, lizard kind of half hanging off his shoulder, its tail about down to his knee, and gives you a smile and goes, caught me while I was cleaning out cages. How can I help you?
Um, do you can I see your small creatures? Your like, do you have any small little friends that might be a little bit more on the smarter side to like solve little puzzle toys or like uh what do you I'm sorry. I'm trying to like how hamsters can solve little
Little puzzles and whatnot. He kind
yeah.
of goes, well, we do have, hamsters, mice, and rats. Um, they are very food driven and food oriented. You can teach them a lot of, tricks, with giving them treats over time. Um, we do have other, smaller birds, but those aren't necessarily. Those are more of the talkative kind. You can teach them how to whistle a tune, or, um, we've had one that, got returned, because their friend taught it how to say swear words, and they couldn't unteach that. We still have to find a new home for that guy. He just won't stop swearing. Uh, but yeah, that's probably not what you're looking for right now. He kind of gives you a smile. It's like, yeah, well, they're not that. Yeah, it depends on what kind of smart you're looking for. Because occasionally we also get, the fuzzy buzzies in, but they're more good for if you want a honey supply going, or if you have a lot of, flowers, or,
Wait, what is it?
other plants to pollinate.
What is he talking about? I'm sorry, I missed what you said.
He called it a fuzzy buzzy.
Fuzzy fuzzy. What's that?
He goes,
Wait.
well,
Oh, what did you do?
he goes, let me, I can show you a photo of him. And I can, uh, tell you that we are gonna have some soon. We uh we have a couple that should be hatching here pretty quick now. Um and he goes over to a behind his counter and pulls out a book and flips a few pages. And it's kind of like a picture book for the animals that they sell here, sort of thing. It's got like their, an image, the name of the breed or animal, and a little bit of care information on it. And he flips through to the F's and ends up finding the fuzzy buzzy. And it's this Um, he goes, at adult size, it'll fit in your palm. They're usually about the size of your thumb when they first hatch. But they look between a mix between a cat and a bumblebee.
Ooh, that sounds amazing, actually. Um, well, tell me when you get the fuzzy buzzies. For now, can I meet the uh interestingly mannered bird?
Sure, sure. He takes you into the back, and there is this. Um, it's on the smaller side. It looks like a small, bright blue parrot that happens to have. He kind of looks at it and goes, now. This breed doesn't usually have. He points out, kind of points over his head and then points at the parrot. He goes, "You see that feathers sticking up, kind of mohawk style? Um, he's always had those since hatching. And when preening and the old feathers fall out, the new ones still fall in just the same. Um, the original owners loved them, and but they have children, and
Hmm.
he picked up some swear words, and they couldn't have that around the kids, and he won't. There's no amount of words that I have been able to teach him that will get him to stop saying the swear words.
Are you haunting me with my old character's results? I have to ask.
What are you talking about? Worm, Worm, I swear I can hear you so loudly through my headset. Shut up, please. I
That guy works
know.
at a pet shop.
It's actually the parrot.
it, it also meows.
It's
They picked that
confused.
up from the family cat.
Um, I'm gonna take a moment and actually, uh, c- you can come back to me. I think I'm gonna spend a little time with the parrot and get to know it a little. See if I wanna be friends with it. And when he goes away, I'm gonna start trying to ritually cast speak with animals because he only has two spells which come from his subclass. Speak with animals.
Alrighty, you, whoop, Lulu. Um, Sam, you know it's about time to go and pick out your tailored outfit. And um I assume you a pop next door sort of thing. And as you re-enter the establishment, both of the workers there are like, "Oh, perfect! We just finished. We just finished. Hold on one moment." and one of them bolts off. You hear the pitter patter of feet real quick, and comes back and holds out this nicely lined, very smooth on the inside, decorated on the outside. It's like a very nice violet, sort of deeper violet on the outside, with the embellishments similar to the decor of the heavy petting bar. And they're like, we were able to get a little more done than we thought we would, so uh, it should fit quite nicely, and it should look good too. It should match right in. You should just, mwah, you should look fantastic.
Well, thank you very much. It's perfect.
They look at you and go, now, refresh our memories. Do you have a tab with us? Do you want to open a tab? If you don't, um,
I don't currently have a tab, but I would love to open one.
they go, perfect, perfect. Now, how the tabs work is, um, yeah, depending on the clients, we either reach out, um, every other week or monthly. Granted, since you are a new customer, we kind of want it to be the every other week. So the end of the week, either you can come in, or we will go and hunt you down, sort of thing. And they both giggle. They go, not really, but we'll uh end up finding you around, and have you square off whatever tab you have at that time. Um, and once you're with us long enough, we can switch that to monthly if you like.
Alrighty. Oh, well, how much do I owe you for this now?
They go, well, for the rush order, we had everything in stock. Um, yeah, how about just the four gold this time? Because it's not like we had a special order any cloths. We had it in stock, but because it was a rush order and all.
Alrighty, and Sim will hand over the 4 gold.
They smile and take it, putting it in the register. You know, nice doing business with you, and we'll set up that tab for you as well for the future. Right now it'll be a flat 0 on it at the moment.
Alrighty, thank you. And I don't think I caught your names.
They go, um, the one in front of that kind of took the change. Goes, I'm Dahlia, and that's Darlene. We're sisters. We run the place.
Well, it is very nice to meet you. My name is Sim.
Pleasure doing business with you.
It was Dahlia and what again?
Darlene.
Darlene. Okay, thank you. Well, now that Tim has his coat, he's gonna head back over to the bar and get himself ready.
Alrighty. And well, as you finish your getting ready, um, and I assume Victor finally gets everything all figured out. And does he go to the bar as well, or is he have other plans?
He would probably head to the bar, and his daggers are hidden in his sleeves, ready for easy access to throw.
Alrighty. And say you're still cozy at a booth, waiting for showtime.
Um, I probably would have asked if they have like something that I can throw a dagger at to like a board or something.
Oh yeah, there's definitely like dart boards that you could also throw like daggers at as well.
That'll work.
Some target practice while waiting.
Uh,
And Aegis, what are you saying to this bird?
oh, how am I gonna start a conversation with a bird? Um, so um, how do you start a conversation with a bird?
Ask if it gambles.
No. First off, I guess I'm gonna ask it if it wants to uh get out and explore the world a little bit. Um, I guess. Um, yeah.
So you're asking it what it thinks about traveling and getting out and about, basically.
Mhm. Uh, yeah.
It looks at you and thinks for a moment and goes, "Travel will be cool. What the fuck you gonna do about it?"
Well, you could come with me and I'll feed you if you don't mind helping me out a bit. How long does this last? What's going on?
How? How's a bird like me gonna help you?
Oh, a little bit of spine. I can maybe see through your eyes if you will do the movement for me. Nothing too dangerous. And you can just fly right out if it gets dangerous.
Look at you and go, "Look, kind of fucking mumbo jumbo is that? I need to see through my eyes. You can't see through my eyes. I need my eyes. How am I gonna see through my eyes if you're looking through my eyes?"
This is hyperactive first. Um, well, you'll still be able to see through your eyes. I'll just be able to see too.
Hmm.
And hear what you hear.
And I'll get food.
Yep. I'll even let you fly off on your own if you'll come back when I call you or whistle for you.
Yeah, ruffles his feathers and shifts the foot that he's standing on. He's really mulling it over. And then kind of does a little shrug and goes, "What the fuck? We got a deal. You feed me, I go with you."
Okay. Um. And then I guess I'm going to go to the the storekeeper and ask him how much he's trying to adopt out the badmouth bird for.
He looks at you and goes, "Seriously? Does you want the loudmouth? I mean,
I mean, I volunteered here so much. It's about time that I got a pet. And you said he's having a hard time getting a home.
yeah, that is true. Well, so well, because he's a loudmouth and all, and we need to get rid of him. How about 20 gold?
Wait,
Normally, parrots are 50 gold. He's don't tell him this, but he's a bit of a dwarf pigeon, parrot when it comes to parrots, and also because he's a loudmouth, cuts him off because of that,
um,
and because
one
you help out around so much and all.
20 gold's a little bit more than I have. Is there any chance I could do some work for the to pay for him?
Yeah, you can thinks about it for a moment. Goes, yeah, why not? Just make sure to keep showing up regularly to help out, and we'll put it towards working off his cost.
Okay. Thank you. Oh, do you have any bird fruit?
He goes,
I
oh
could.
yeah, let me he kind of goes out and around and pulls a little baggie out and fills it full of bird seed and goes, this should be enough for a couple days at least.
Okay, I'll see you in the morning.
He gives you a nod.
I think after that, let's see. Would well, I guess what I really want is just something that would be appropriate to wear as a guard, unless he could probably just go on his own, like in what he normally wears. I don't think they specifically said he needed to wear a uniform.
Nope, and you'd probably seen it before. Um, they do have shirts of various sizes that they loan out um to temporary uh temporary workers,
Oh, okay.
temporary guards.
I guess that's all I needed to worry
Bouncer,
about.
that's the term I was looking for. Gosh. Temporary bouncers.
Okay, then I'm probably just gonna start heading back towards the bar, and telling, what should I name him? I'm gonna ask him if he has a name.
Um
And then,
he tells you that his previous owners called him Rupert.
okay. um, so on this particular fuck, I'm talking all weird. Anyway, on this particular um adventure, we're gonna be we're gonna need you to be pretty quiet. Um, just to sort of spy on whoever I send you to watch, and try not to be found. But if you're found, just fly away. I will whistle. I'll whistle for you when it's safe.
He has a little bouncing like bird nod.
Okay.
And kind of hunkers down on your shoulder. And with that, the time for supper approaches. And as the most of you, uh, except for Victor in this case, but the other three of you are led to the back into the kitchens. Aegis giving in a black shirt with an embroidered um, heavy petting uh, logo on it, um, as well as a tonight's workers' meal happens to be like a pot of leftover soup is what they end up calling it. A bunch of ragtag meats and veggies. It tastes good. It's just not it tastes good, not planned sort of meal.
Oh,
That's passed around the workers.
oh, just random odds and ends thrown together.
Yeah, you throw in a bunch of what you got left over, fruit and not fruit wise, but veggie wise. Well, fruit is tomato. Into a pot. As long as you don't put anything heavily contradicting in there, you get a nice hearty soup. Um, and that is what's passed out to Sim and Zay as well. Um, before it very quickly the bar gets very, very loud as um a handful of uh a handful of men end up walking in, very purple in color. Granted, there are other like regulars that are in that are drinking at the bar, flirting with the women, playing darts. There's even a card table going. Um, t- but there happen to be two, three, four, um, five of those very purple tiefling that all happen to enter, and one of them barks, uh, bartender, drinks all around, and keep 'em flowing tonight. Tabs on us, and we're paying for everybody. And there's a whoop that goes off with all those who are in the bar. And they go, we've got a reason to celebrate, and we don't see any time stopping soon. And that's when Sweepy kind of rushes back and goes, all right, Sim, it is time for you to get up on stage. Uh, we've got company, important company. and rushes back out
Oh, already.
and kind of dragging Aegis with her as she ends up telling Aegis that he is going to be on hall duty, and just she says to just listen to if any of the girls holler for a guard, or if anything sounds off, to bust in a door.
Before we go out, Sim will inspire Zay.
Ooh.
So I'm not within anywhere where I'd be able to view what's going on right
Oh
now.
no, you would, because you'd be at the doorway that's basically to this hall of rooms. But the doorway would be in you have full view of the whole area basically.
Okay.
Before Zay goes out with Sim onto stage, she's gonna close her eyes, breathe, and then there's a slight flash from like her hip, and then her clothes that are like all like got some holes in them and whatever change into a uh mixture of like purple and white dragon scale like clothes,
Nice.
and all the holes get knitted up.
It's all pertified.
Yeah, as she casts disguise self.
Nice. There is a gasp and a round of applause, as well as a couple people shouting that a performance is starting. So what do Zay and Sim, what's the show like? What oohs and ahs happen? What type of music is played? If they play music or whatnot, what's happening?
Well, Sim kind of starts it with a casting of prestidigitation from behind the curtain. And there's just kind of like a sparkle of light that comes out from the curtain as all of the candles just like snuff out. And since since Sweet Pea is helping, it's like kind of like a spotlight scenario going on.
Oh yeah, definitely.
As those kind of like slowly come up, use the prestidigitation and bring in some kind of like some violin and or some like stuff like that. And then they just kind of like bust out from the curtain with like a bunch of light and flashes with prestidigitation and like drums and shit. And Sim has his lute and he's going nuts on that. Kind of like Yaskir dancing around the bar, but with the two of them and also magic.
Nice, nice. Now, I need performance rolls.
That is a 22.
Nice, heck yeah.
is the inspiration die?
That is a
I have
D6.
a d6. Oh no. I have been rolling very low tonight. Uh, 10 total.
Oh
God
gosh.
damn it. Jesus.
Can I assist?
Ugh.
With how well Sim does, it kind of distracts from the mediocrity. Maybe the nerves have gotten to you because it's nobles. You really haven't had to fully deal with them yet, or even like aspired to do so until now. Well, maybe the nerves have just finally gotten to say just a hair, but no need to worry
My hands
because
are getting
Sim's
squeezed.
got you covered. And before long, the your performance set is over, and the crowd it's going wild. It is definitely it is a rowdy night. Hasn't turned negative at all yet. It is still uh not too late in the evening for it's not late enough in the evening for things to have gone sour yet, but it is still a possibility. Um, as the stage shifts gears, um, Zay and Sim, where do you end up going?
Oh,
After the performance?
Yeah, after the performance, you kind of go to try and mingle in with the crowd. Straight off the um straight from the performance, or the stage, or kind of head back towards what would be backstage to come out from a different area.
I'll probably go
Um,
just kind of like mingle around in the bar area.
It's kind of basically what vantage point do you want for snooping, Zay?
uh, probably try and get close by the nobles.
Alrighty. So
Or if there's still time to do something on stage, I can do that.
okay, you could definitely like you guys kind of like do your set, and it would be um more so a sweet pea kind of asking like, do you need a break? Do you want to mingle? You can perform more, or like one of her girls can kind of take over on stage, sort of thing. Or you can shift, yeah, take a break and perform again later. She's a very open with however you guys wish to um do your lineup, sort of thing.
I had an idea of throwing some cards in the air and then throwing my dagger to hit the card in midair and hit the target.
Can I do something in the meantime during the performance? Sorry.
Yes, during the performance, what are you doing? What were you doing, Aegis?
I with made sure to try to get Rupert's attention and pointed at the group of tieflings. Sorry about my noise. Um, and once he understood that he was supposed to spy on them, trying to cast uh, what's it called? My other spell that I have, Beast, and that's gonna take me 10 minutes to ritually cast.
Okay, yeah. So he gets the gist that okay, I gotta go get into the rafters over these blue guys, or not blue guys, purple guys. Um, and he ends up flying up into the rafters and hopping from one to the other, and perches. Um, he just mentally or he went to you when you were telling him to do it. He's calling them purple guys, so he centers himself over the purple guys, and though he thinks it to himself, which is not something that you can sense at the moment, but he thinks to himself, I gotta remember not to accidentally shit on these folks. That might ruin the whole shebang. As he peers down from the rafters, expecting that what you're doing is just like already working, even though like there's still some time before it's gonna work. He doesn't realize that. He doesn't know how this works. He's a bird. So he's just like intently staring and listening down at them, and whenever they move, he like shifts from one spot to another up in the rafters. Um, and will continue to do so. But yeah, after your casting time, um, you um roll a perception check as well as um Victor, as you're kind of just chilling throughout the place, listening in and whatnot. Roll me a perception check as well.
Oh, I'm muted. I got a mod 20.
Oh no, and Aegis, God, 8.
Hi.
Um, with Victor, with your mod 20, you end up getting the gist that one of these gentlemen is going to be getting married to um the other noble family that hasn't arrived yet, one of their daughters, because the royals deemed the two families joining to be a prosperous and good idea, the families decided to go ahead and arrange a bit of a marriage. Um, and since they're two very rich families, it's only good for both families. So they're out partying, sort of thing. And that he can't wait to see uh, what the venue setup looks like for the wedding. Um, and more so in the it's at a winery, so it's gonna be unlimited amounts to drink, and that's what they're excited about is more availability to get drunk and party. Not so much its actual looks and how well it's set up and whatnot. Um, but the ease of drinkability, and there's very uh, tip, typical mumbo jumbo of a them joking around about which chick they might pick up later tonight after watching a few more of the performances on stage, and if there's any other business they should be sticking around for after the wedding, that they're not looking forward to it, sort of thing, sitting around with pops and looking at the books, like that's boring shit, so to speak. um uh, on the flip side of things, though, Aegis, with your 8, um you now learn exactly how hard it is to pay attention and hear from a high up bird's view. Um, because you haven't really done it before. And also, with this bird keeping on getting distracted and like turning its head towards each of the different guys, and not just focusing on one or focusing on the group as a whole, it makes it very distracting. um Sim, as you go from one your performance to the floor, as Zay does some knife tricks on stage, um how do you begin to intermingle?
He'll just as he just kind of like gets off stage, he'll kind of start walking around, and if people start like coming up to him to talk to him after the performance, and since he was just kind of like dancing around the crowd and everything, he'll just kind of start like sitting down. If people are wanting to buy him drinks, he'll go over and have a drink or two. But he'll just kind of slowly work his way towards the group of tieflings.
Let me see if
Are they
Oh yeah.
all like lords, or they're just part of the royal family?
So they are part of a noble family. The royal family, um, which as you do get closer, you would hear bits and bobs as well. Um, the royal family is what sanctioned a marriage that's gonna happen. Um, and as you get closer, one of them does notice you, and kind of waves you over and goes, "Hey, man, performer, come here. You did well tonight. Come have a drink with us. You're looking snazzy as well. Come here."
Oh, thank you very much. It's very appreciated as he just kind of walks over and sits down with them.
They they offer up a drink and go, uh, you performed so well tonight. I don't think we have, because it's been such short notice, we haven't been able to secure a performer yet for a very private venue. And they kind of look you up and down and go, what say you to that? And your performance partner, the little rough around the edges, she could come too. If you definitely like a package deal, we wouldn't argue to that. But yeah, what say you? What say you?
Oh, of course, I would be honored. It would be such an honor to perform for you. I will. When and where? That's all I need to know.
You uh 2 days from now, the evening time. It's an evening wedding. Um, After the wedding, there's going to be, drinks, people mingling about. We want a performer as well, to keep the group lively. Um, it will be up in the vineyards. We would have to let the establishment know who to let in so they can show you where to set up. Um, he is now the. Well, one of them kind of taps him on the shoulder and whispers a little bit. He goes, I know. The exact date might be pushed out a day if the bride's family travel ends up being delayed at all. They should be on time. They were looking towards being on time when we last and had contact with them. So they should be on time if they know what's good for them. But needless to say, if it does have to be pushed back, we hope you'd still be able to perform. And when you perform at such an esteemed venue, the word tends to get out if you do a good job and really, really can kick off a career.
Oh well, do you really think I would have that sort of talent?
I mean, you performed here well enough tonight to get our eye turned towards hiring you.
Oh, that, that's very, very high praise coming from you. Thank you.
Yeah, a different one pipes and he goes, "Yeah, well, we got Pops trying to hire steamed performers that you're supposed to book months out in advance, and all of them are turning them down because they've already got bookings. What did he expect?" And then laughter erupts throughout the mall, and he goes, "It's the locals, the local. We kept on telling him once we get home, we'll pop around with all the locals and see who catches our eye. And I mean, you caught the eye, so you get the job offer."
Well, what kind of what kind of music would you be hoping for, just so I can start preparing right away? I'm looking for something calmer and more of a peaceful tone, or a little more raucous and party-like.
Um, a smaller set, a little more peaceful to start out with. Then dig into that the ruckus side of things.
Alrighty, I can do that.
Like, good. Now, one of them pulls a like a business card out of their pocket and writes down a house number on it. And he goes, "If you could meet us at this house, it's one of the big ones. You're not going to the slummy apartments. Um, you're going to the mansion." And he goes, "If come to this mansion tomorrow morning, we can discuss in full detail uh payments as well as getting your information to give to the vineyard so they can let you in. Show up in the morning, see just after breakfast. You get the job. You don't show up, you don't get the job. That's your loss."
Alright, well, I will see you in the morning. Oh,
Hey,
silly, silly me. I mean, I know I was introduced, but allow me to introduce myself personally. I am Sim, and he'll stick his hand out to every single one of them.
they all shake your hand and they uh, introduce themselves and all type out these names as well. Um,
Now I have all of their names, faces, and voices.
you get introduced to Barnon, Ekmus, Osvir, Malice, and Rolus. Um, they are of the Varzand family, and they also mention that their sisters got left at home because they didn't want to go to the bars and party One of them kind of sticks up his nose, like acting like the sisters are being all too snooty, sort of thing, to come party with their brothers. Um. And you have Barton. Don't autocorrect me. Stinking spell check. Thinking it's helping me spell a name correctly when it's autocorrecting it to a weird word. Uh, the sisters, they tell you, are Inpione and uh, Marlia. But she keeps on wanting to autocorrect. And with that, it is our cutoff time. We will continue your bar night to see if it gets rowdy or not next session. See what more information, if any, you can get out of these gentlemen as they party.
Oh boy.
Say goodbye to chat, y'all, as I close out the stream.
Bye.
Bye, chat.
Oh.